So a while back I was going to make a video on movies that take place in small areas, and the movies that I was going to talk about were the Ryan Reynolds movie Buried, where he is buried alive and the whole movie takes place in the box he's buried in until, spoilers, he doesn't even make it out. Imagine that Mr. Beast video extended into a whole movie's length, and then Mr. Beast dies at the end. The second movie I was going to go over was ATM. Now, I didn't end up watching this because I didn't make the video, but the entire movie takes place in an ATM. And considering that it was produced by the same guy who produced Buried, I knew what I was in for. A bunch of people being like, how do I get out of this ATM? Looking through the door that they get out from. And then the last movie I was going to talk about is actually one of my favorites. It's called Phone Booth, and it's about this shady publicist who's using a phone booth when all of a sudden he's told that if he hangs up, he will be shot. The whole movie's intense. It's a little dated. You will get a few of those cheesy scenes. But besides the obvious time difference, Phone Booth is better than Buried and ATM. But now there is a third option I've come across. So there's this movie starring both Bill Skarsgård and Anthony Hopkins. And just by those names alone, you're probably like, alright, now we're getting to the good stuff. Pennywise and Hannibal in the same movie? This is going to be 95 minutes of orgasmic ejaculating fun. Unfortunately, the movie solely relies on those names to attract viewers. Because I don't know about you, but this is the first time I'm hearing anything about this movie. Like, your boy went over to the horror section and saw Locked and saw who was in it, and it was like these other movies didn't exist. Too bad this movie is dirty brown water trash, and it will always be dirty brown water trash. This is literally me if this movie ever became a human person.
And you're dirty brown water trash. And you're always going to be dirty brown water trash!
But anyways, this movie is about some dirtbag with no money and in a series of events that includes not being able to pick up his daughter from school, stealing a mechanic's wallet to buy lottery tickets, and then getting into where he is going to spend the rest of his movie leads him to being tortured in the lamest ways imaginable. And I mean, how creative can you get with killing someone in a car without having it explode or having the car itself kill them? Well, what about turning the AC to make it either super hot or super cold?
Here we go. Yeah.
Oh no, don't air condition me.
Or what about playing the music super loud? Like, the only time this guy physically gets injured is when he tries to escape and he hurts himself and he's like, oh, please, I need a tourniquet, I need a band-aid, please, I'm bleeding now, please. And the guy's like, well, my name is Anthony Hopkins and I'm very smart and you just fell into my trap. Or something like that. My name is Anthony Hopkins. I think his name William. My name is William.
I'm not playing, call 911.
I'm sorry to report that would be a complete waste of time.
He does drink his own pee so that he doesn't dehydrate, and it's like, you know it's a bad horror movie when drinking piss is one of the worst punishments they put someone through. There are girls who do this for a living. Get this fetish content out of here. The reason this car even exists is because Anthony Hopkins' character is some old billionaire who keeps having his car broken into. So instead of just parking the car at his fucking house, he's like, I'm gonna become the next Jigsaw. Only I trap my victims inside my car and psychologically torture them into submission.
My car has been broken into 6 times without a single arrest.
I really don't give a shit.
Which would make sense had he not left the car unlocked. Like, I know breaking into a car in any way is bad regardless, but I would imagine this car was made for people who break windows and such things like that. Like, imagine this was somebody who just so happened to get into the wrong car because they drive the same kind, and this guy's like, nope, sorry, I'm tired of this happening. This is your last day on earth, scumbag. Like, stealing that guy's wallet is worse than breaking into an unlocked car, and that guy doesn't even see his wallet for the rest of the movie. This dude got pulled over on his way home, and he's like, officer, I swear I haven't. And they're like, step out of the car, sir. And he's like, for what? Come on, I swear I had it. And they're like, sir, don't make me ask you again. And he's like, why do you have your hand on your gun, officer? Sir, I said step out of the car now. He's reaching! But of course, knowing nothing but this guy's name, Anthony Hopkins' character William is able to find out everything about Bill Skarsgård's character Eddie, including that he has a daughter, and I shit you not, like a Waymo that's possessed by the fucking devil, William makes his car chase down his daughter trying to run her over. And look, I get maybe trying to run over once makes sense, but to follow her on the sidewalk and over medians only to have no one in this obvious school zone be like, hey, what the F word is going on? What the F word is that dude doing? It's stupid as shit. Like, they are literally down the street from this school. And not only that, they make this right going away from the school only to bust a U-turn and try and run over this girl going back towards the school. Kidnapping must be a regular thing in this neighborhood, because if an SUV is able to run over a child without anyone being alerted, call me crazy, but that sounds like the ghetto. But of course, you can't kill off the only other person the main character interacts with, so this was just a test, and as Eddie tries to kill himself, like that would at all help his daughter, William is like,
oh my dude, you just got pranked. Bet you didn't see that one coming, huh? Ha! Pranked! Ha! Got him!
after some more torment, like taking him to a bunch of gangsters only to have the car just defeat everyone like it was a demonic Knight Rider. You guys ever see that Futurama episode? Where the car just turned that literally it's the Futurama episode. But eventually they finally meet up and get into the same car. And I don't know what anyone expected, but you put a 90-year-old and a 30-year-old in a car together and there's no question who's coming out alive. I don't care how smart you or your demonic Tesla are. But of course, Eddie overpowers William after, get this, earlier in the movie, he finds out that he can access the car's wiring just out of the camera's view. So as they're driving, he rips out the wires and the car goes barreling down a hill. And Eddie barely comes out alive. He then makes it back to the city where he reunites with his daughter. And again, who is letting their kid just wait outside the school like that for anyone to pick them up? Do you not see how his face looks? Regardless if he was her dad or not, I'd still be like, yeah, dog, you good to take her home? You look like somebody just tried to kill you. Don't bring that over here. They're a bunch of kids. Don't bring that business over here. Yeah, guys, apparently this was a remake of a Spanish movie called 4x4, and I can't imagine anyone watching that and being like, yeah, let's make our own version of that. But here we are. And if we go back and look at the scoreboard again, that is a resounding 1 in 3 when it comes to movies that take place in small areas. Not looking good. And I know some people are going to be like, well, Buried was a good movie. Yeah, and so were the first 4 Paranormal Activities. Your opinion means nothing. And neither does mine. Until tomorrow, though, peace.